The gravity well of VX 993, known to most as the Maw, had a reputation so lethal that even unmanned drones had trouble returning intact. It was a neutron star with a fragmented exosphere, surrounded by debris fields and gravitational anomalies that shredded anything caught within 5 clicks of its event radius. No one went near it. No one survived going near it. Except today someone was going in. Not for science. Not for war. But for one alien life. Commander Lucas Vance stood on the command bridge of the Eidolon, a customized deep space tugboat turned search and rescue ship. His jaw was clenched, and his fingers gripped the reinforced console. In front of him, the NAV screen showed a pulsing red dot slowly being swallowed by the growing blue ring that represented the gravity well. "She's got 23 minutes max," said Vela, his onboard AI, with a voice tuned to an almost too human feminine softness. "After that, her craft will be atomized." Lucas didn't answer. He stared at the red Erixka, the alien linguist from the Zairi Empire. Her shuttle had been caught in a gravitational misjump. Her ship had overcorrected and ended up in the Maw's pull. And now she was circling the drain. He shouldn't care. She wasn't even his responsibility. But Lucas remembered the way Erixka had spoken on the Citadel during negotiations. She was all fierce elegance and diplomatic brilliance. But beneath that sharp exterior had been someone gentle, curious about humans in a way no one else from her side had been. When she smiled, her eyes lit in a radiant amber glow that stayed with him. She'd once joked about humans being so fragile, so soft. Now here he was proving that soft could mean strong. "I'm going in," he said. Vela's voice dropped into something dangerously close to alarm. "Lucas, the math doesn't work. This ship can't escape once you cross the second ring. She doesn't have anyone else." Middle. The Eidolon screamed through sublight as it approached the periphery of VX 993. Alarms rang, hull shielding thrummed, and gravity compressors kicked into emergency overdrive. "Modulate compression field. Angle 7.3. Prepare retro thrust." Lucas's voice was a bark, honed by years of space salvage and combat extraction. He wasn't just a rescuer. He was a specialist in impossible recoveries, retired after the Terran-Zairi War. He was supposed to be done. But there was something about this mission that made everything personal. Vela's voice rang out. "I've located her beacon. It's below the Lagrange tier line. Structural integrity at 16%. Lucas squinted at the numbers. No human ship had ever gone that deep. No machine had even come back. The shuttle was spinning, caught in the warped physics of the well. Pieces were peeling away from it like paint stripped by fire. But her signal was still transmitting. He toggled comms. "Erixka, this is Commander Lucas Vance of the Eidolon. I'm coming to get you." Static. More static. Then, "You a human shouldn't be here." Her voice was ragged, weak. Translated Zairi, interspersed with hissing consonants. She was fighting the G-forces just to speak. "I'm not leaving you. Lock onto this signal. I'm matching spin velocity." The Eidolon entered the spiral. The inertial dampeners whined like banshees. A surge of force slammed Lucas against the seat restraints. His vision blurred. Blood vessels popped in his eyes. "You will die," came her voice again. Softer now. "Why?" Lucas gave a crooked smile, teeth bloodied. "Because I said I'd protect the innocent. 'Cause we shook hands. Because you told me no human would ever leap into a star for an alien." Flashback. 3 months ago. On the neutral space station Oran Prime, Erixka had been everything the Zairi were not. Open, curious, warm. I don't understand your kind, she had said to Lucas, swirling some phosphorescent drink in a crystal glass. You're like plasma storms. Beautiful, unpredictable, dangerous to trust. Then why talk to me? He had asked. She'd smiled, her bioluminescent eyes glowing. Because maybe storms can change worlds. He didn't know then that those words would haunt him. That someday she would be stranded beyond hope, and he would be her only chance. Back to present. Vela's voice was panicked. We're breaching thermal limits. Hull strength down to 40%. Recommend abort. Immediately. But Lucas had already committed. The Eidolon locked onto the tumbling alien shuttle. With timing calculated down to the millisecond, the ship's robotic arms latched onto the craft. The transfer tube extended, struggling against torque and impossible drag. Seal. Now, Lucas screamed. Pressure equalized. The moment it clicked green, he unbuckled, grabbed a magnetic tether, and launched down the corridor. He reached the airlock, override punched the manual seals, and pulled open the inner hatch. Eric's was crumpled on the floor of the pod, blood, blue and glistening, pooling under her shoulder. Her alien anatomy was so different. Spinal ridges, translucent skin patches, and elongated limbs, but Lucas saw in her eyes the same thing all people had. Fear. And beneath it, recognition. You! She whispered. Lucas didn't waste time. He slung her over his shoulder, her lithe form barely registering under the G-strain. He hit the emergency override on the magline and rocketed back through the corridor as the gravity well's pull intensified. Behind them, the pod began to crumple. The Eidolon groaned, trying to stabilize. Climax. Vela. Punch engines full. Slingshot arc, 27 degrees. Impossible. That trajectory will fragment us. Do it. The ship turned at a hairpin curve. Space itself seemed to scream. The black hole's accretion field swallowed the remnants of Eric's shuttle as the Eidolon burst outward, riding a razor-thin thread of physics that bordered on suicidal. Lucas collapsed into the cockpit as the dampeners caught up. Blood poured from his nose and ears. He looked at the readouts. They were out. They were alive. He turned to the medbay screen. Eric's was breathing, barely, inside a stabilization chamber. Vela's voice cracked in disbelief. You did it. I can't believe it. Lucas managed a grin, wiped his face. That's the thing about humans. We do the impossible. Ending. 3 days later, aboard a recovery ship orbiting the neutral zone, Lucas sat beside Eric's now conscious and recovering. Her voice was a whisper. You came into the maw for me? Lucas leaned back, arms crossed. Seemed like the thing to do. You're insane. Maybe. She stared at him for a long time. You know what the Zyri will say. That you endangered 2 nations' treaties for 1 alien life. I didn't do it for a treaty, he replied. I did it because you mattered. She touched his hand, alien fingers cool and strange, and said nothing. But her eyes, glowing softly, said everything. Later, as he left the medbay, one of the Zyri dignitaries passed by. Eyes narrowed with suspicion. You set a dangerous precedent, Commander. Lucas smirked. No. I set a human precedent. Back on the bridge of the Eidolon, Vela's voice hummed in his ear. Next mission. He looked out at the stars. Wherever someone thinks no one will come for them. He tightened the straps on his chair, eyes hard with purpose. Let's prove them wrong.